Okay, so we're going to continue. We're going to go for the Aleph that we're in the middle of in Moharan. Let's continue. Just a quick recap. Nachman was building up this lesson. Starts off explaining that through studying Torah is where that gets our request answered, because Torah gives us Chaim. That's the special thing that Torah gives us. And he explains that, nowadays, because of our many averas, just collectively over all the generations, we don't have that chen. It's by the goyim, but we get it back when we start learning Torah. And he was building that Ish Yisraeli. A Jew has to constantly look for the seichel that's in everything, and that seichel, that intellect, that chachma that's in whatever we see, that lights itself up for us, and it shows us how to, bring us closer to Hashem, because Hashem, created everything. It connects, that this concept is the concept of ches and the concept of nun, which make up chen. Nun is the aspect of malchus. So he explains malchus, malchus the kedusha, and malchus harsha. The holy malchus, and there's the wicked malchus. He explains that then there's a concept of Esav. Esav is the concept of the malchus harsha. Esav doesn't want the seichel; he just wants what he sees in front of him. Yaakov is the concept of Malchus the Kedusha. Yaakov wants what's behind it, what's behind everything. This is the concept he builds up. Yetzer Tov, Yetzer Hara. Yetzer Tov is concept of, it's, Yaakov. He's trying to show you, there's more behind what you see. And the Yetzer Hara is the aspect of Esav. And he builds up, how do you give koyach to the Malchus the Kedusha? It's through studying Torah, but with koyach, with enthusiasm. That's how we give koyach to the Malchus HaKedusha, and then we build chen. And when you have chen, then now, so chen is what's needed to get our request answered. And then he builds up this an aspect of the letter Tov, because Tov is coming from a pasuk in Yecheskel. Tov means to make a mark. So he says, basically, when you have chen, then you can make a mark into the one that you're asking for, whatever you're asking. So you add. So when you bring these three these three letters together, you get nachas, ches, nun, and tov. But you can spell it out. It's nachas. Then he ties it into the pasuk from Mishlei. I'm sorry, it's from Koheles. Devrei Chachamim, the words of the wise, benachas and shmam. So he says benachas daika. So when you're able to do it with nachas, then you get heard. And this is how we're able to use this when we daven to Hashem, and then we get this chen back. Now we're going to finish off this Torah. We're going to jump in. This is how he finishes off. Valkein Yaakov, therefore Yaakov, begins a seichel canal, which is the aspect of seichel as explained above. Alkein zochel chen. That's why Yaakov merited chen. Kamosha Kosev, as it says in the pasuk in Bereshis, ki chanani elikim v'chili. Continuing, Valkein, therefore, Berech es hashvatim b'chein. Yaakov benched his sons, the shvatim, with chen. Kamosha Kosev. This is when he went to meet Esav for the first time after running away, living my love, and coming back with all the shvatim. Esav asks Yaakov, "Who are these children? Who are they?" He answered, "Hayeladim asher chanan v'chili." He says, "These are the children that Hashem granted me," but the lashon is chanan, chen. And now he explained that Binyamin, however, Binyamin wasn't born yet. If you follow the parsha, Binyamin wasn't there. Therefore, Bercha Yosef b'chein. Therefore, Yosef benches Binyamin with chen. Kamosha Kosev. This is when Yosef in Mitzrayim, when when the brothers bring Binyamin for the first time, Yosef benches Binyamin with this with Chaim. He said, Elohim yachdecha bani, Elohim. You should grace. You should give grace to Chaim to my child. Now he explains, and specifically Yosef was able to bench Binyamin with Chaim, because remember, Binyamin didn't have the Chaim yet, because he wasn't there when Yaakov, benched the other Shvatim with Chaim by the meeting of Esav. So he says, and specifically Yosef had this ability to bench with Chaim. Yosef Yaakov, because Yosef is included the most with this aspect of Yaakov. As it says in the pasuk, Elutal is Yaakov, Yosef, right? So we see when it says in the pasuk, the toldus of Yaakov is Yosef. Ki ikar toldus, because the main child of Yaakov is this aspect of Yosef, which is Yosef, as we know. Ki Yaakov and Yosef because Yaakov and Yosef, they're considered as one. Therefore, it says by Yosef, this is in the Varm, when Moshe Rabbeinu is benching the shape of Yosef, B'chor shoyroi hadar loy. He explains, B'chor he bechinas ha-seichel kanal. B'chor is the aspect of the seichel kanal, as explained previously. B'chor is the aspect of Rashis, which is the seichel, okay? This is shoyre. This is shoyre. The shoyre is stakless. Shoyre is a lashon of the stakless, as looking. Because you have to look for the seichel that's in everything as explained above. This is what it means hadar loy. Targum Inkolis explained what is hadar loy. Ziv loy. It's l'shayin or. It's the aspect of it's a lashon of light. Because the seichel lights up, illuminates in for you in everything. Even in a place where it's very dark, it's oifel v'choshech. Meir lo seichel. If you have the seichel will light itself up for you. Because the seichel is stakel al seichel shesh sham chol davar. When you're merit to constantly look for the seichel that's in everything. And that's by looking for the seichel and everything, that will bring you close to Hashem. Whenever you're in any kind of situation, even if you can't see Hashem in it, but if you remind yourself, 1 minute, let me look for the seichel in what this is. The seichel of that will light itself up and it will show you a way how to connect you to Hashem. Now he's going to tie in a Gemara. It's Gemara coming from Bava Basra. It's called the Rabbi Bar Chana Gemara. There's a bunch of statements from Rabbi Bar Chana, and they're not so simple to understand, but you'll see how Rabbi Nachman is going to tie this into what he just explained in a very beautiful way. V'zeh Perish, he's going to explain. This is this is how you explain Masha Omer Rabbi Bar Chana. The following: Hi Gala the Matbala Sfinta. He says there's a wave that's trying to sink a ship. There's Chazek Yitzchok Moshe Chivarta Bereisha. And it appeared as a. I'm not going to translate the whole thing because I'm not sure exactly the translation, but you'll see in a second as we continue. Nachman explains this Gemara very nicely. This is the Gemara. Continuing, Nachman explains Gala in what we just explained. He Yetzahara. This wave. Basically, he sees a wave, and the wave is trying to drown the ship, and he says he sees on top of this wave there's like this white fire, and there's and he sees like a stick, and it says on the stick Eke Asher Eke. Now Rav Nachman is going to explain this Gemara. This Gala, this wave, he Yetzahara. He says this is the Yetzahara. The Matbala Sfinte, he Achen V'Chashivas. It's trying to drown the ship. He's trying to drown the chen and the chashivas, which is the chen and the value. The shein safim b'chashiv. He says ki Yetzahara roitzelat be a lahashbel chaz v'shalom, because the Yetzahara is always trying to chaz v'shalom, throw down and drown the bechinas hachen v'chashivas shel Yisrael. This aspect of chen and this value of Yisrael. Bechinas Malchus the Kedusha. So the Yetzer Hara is always trying to drown and throw down the Chen and the Cheshivas from Yisrael, which is the aspect of Malchus the Kedusha. What we see in the world, there's always Malchus, there's government, Malchus the Kedusha, or Malchus the Risha, right? So he's explaining that this wave, it's the Yetzer Hara, and he's trying to drown the Chen and the Cheshivas from Yisrael. He says he sees this white fire like on the top. He says, why? Well, what does that mean? He says, because in the beginning, the Yetzer Hara, when the Yetzer Hara comes, he actually doesn't come straight out, oh, he's the Yetzer Hara. He dresses up with mitzvahs, as if, this is the right thing to do. In Mata as Adam, and he basically, he coerces the person. He gets them into thinking as if he's trying to get no. We're going to do a mitzvah. That's originally the tactic of the Yetzer Hara. He says this is the aspect of this white fire. It's a eish lavona. It's a white fire. He says even though you should know malach mazaki. It's a malach, which is the Yetzer Hara. That's mazak. It's trying to harm you. And he sees that it's engraved on it, on the stick, Eke Asher Eke. He says, why? What does it mean? Heini. He says, he says the Iker, the main way to subdue the Yetzer Hara, the main way is through Torah. Because what is Torah? You have the whole Chumash, right? What is it? It's made up of names of Hashem. That's what Torah is. Now, Torah, bechinas vav. He's going to show you why Torah is the aspect of the letter vav. Why? Ki halicha is arkum vav v'rachban vav. Because the luchos that we got and went into the Ahron, the Gemara in Bava Basra, Yedalit, it says that the length was six, and the width was 6. Okay? I don't know, amas, whatever it was. This is the aspect of alvasa, the haini maklos, which is basically, it means, sticks, maklos, sticks. The chokak ale eke v'chili. It's engraved on it eke v'chili. Haini shemos, which means names. Bechinas ha-Torah, she bechinas vav. Okay? Now, vav is going to show you vav hitziras maker. If you look at a letter vav, right? It's like a stick, it's straight, right? He says it's the tzura. It has the form of a stick. The kila shvois of Hashem Yisbarach, and the Torah and this vav, it's full of names of Hashem. Heini, meaning Torah Hakadosha he machnia as the Yetzer Hara. Says that the Torah Hakadosha, it subdues, it humbles the Yetzer Hara. Sheroitza lasses as Adam mishiga mamash. She says because the Yetzer Hara is what he's trying to do is actually make a person mishiga mamash. Yetzer Hara wants to make us what's called mishiga mamash, mishiga, crazy. Chaz v'shalom. Why? He says kibal avera, someone that is over on the Torah, on one of the averas, he's mishiga. He's mishiga. He brings you a Gemara that mamash says this. He says, why? The Gemara says ein adam over avera, that a person actually never does an avera, unless el imkein nichnas by ruach shtus. Some kind of ruach shtus, a ruach of something folly goes into him, and that's what enables him to do an avera. Otherwise, he wouldn't do an avera. Okay. Now he's going to explain something that we understand this just from living in our world, especially in our times. So, like when you have mishigoyim, let's say you see a person that gets to a place where he's not stable. We have to hit him and put names onto him. Shemus. The way I'll explain this is today, Nebuch, when we see people are struggling with trauma, they start labeling them with this disorder, that disorder. Let's come from a Torah perspective. A person can go Meshiga. Now, it doesn't mean at the core he's Meshiga. The trauma is caught up, and now we have to just stabilize him. right? So what we see in the secular world is, no, they actually label people. Oh, he's bipolar, he's ADHD, is this, that. You don't find these labels in the Torah, actually. However, what Rav Nachman's, in his times, obviously, which, again, Rav Nachman's Torah is just for all times. He's explaining that when a person goes Meshuggah, when a person is mamash, he's a danger to himself, he goes Meshuggah, we have to put names onto him. He says, so too mamash, the Torah that a person occupies himself with, he bechinas maklois v'shemes, is the aspect of sticks and names. Why? Because through learning Torah, you're actually hitting and you're subduing this Yetzirah inside you. And you actually drive it out of you drive it out of the person. And you actually get rid of this ruach this and this, this folly of doing averas. This, he says, this is the asset. This is what it means in the Gemara, that this Eish Lavana, this white fire it's really Ahron. And he says the way you get rid of it is you have to hit it, you beat it with this stick, which is the Torah, because that's how you get rid of Mishagoyim. So too with Torah, you get rid of the Yitzhak. Now he's gonna tie. Now we're gonna finish this Torah. He's gonna tie in like the beginning. He says this is what it means. Ashris mi'adarach. Fortunate is those that go on the straight path. Ashra, he says the shine is staklis. Remember, shar ashrei is the aspect. It's the lashon of gazing. Staklis. Mi'adarach. The straight path is the bechinas of Yaakov Ishtam. Yaakov was the simple man. She bechinas a seichel canal, which is the aspect of the seichel as explained above. Heini liska is listakel al seichel shesh b'chol davar. That this person that's fortunate is one that merits to always look for the seichel in everything. She bechinas Yaakov Ishtam, which is the aspect of Yaakov the Ishtam. You merit this through occupying yourself with studying Torah. This is what it means that they go in the Torah of Hashem. Through learning Torah b'koyach, which means with enthusiasm. Through this, through this you're giving koyach to the malchus de kedusha, bechinas nun, which is the aspect of nun, which is malchus de kedusha. Lekal men haseichel. That's how you can now be able to receive from the seichel, because remember the seichel is a very big light, and you can't receive such a big light unless you have the aspect of nun, which is the malchus de kedusha. She bechinas ches, right? Just to clarify, nun is what it's aspect of the levana, which the moon, which only gets its light from the shemesh. Similar, malchus de kedusha only gets its light from the aspect of Shemesh. Yaakov is aspect of Shemesh, right? She bechinas ches is the aspect of ches. V'zayin nasa chen. This is how you get chen, charm. V'eskabim the of canal, and then whatever you need gets received as explained above. V'zayin. This is how this Allah chen v'chashiva shel Yisrael. This is how we actually elevate and we raise the value, the chen and the chashivas of Yisrael. And then v'chalat tefillas v'bekoshes and skabim. Then all our tefillas and all our bakashas get, accepted. Okay, we just finished Torah Aleph, Likutei Moharan. Thank you for learning with me. This is a very important Torah. This is mamash so important because it shows us. Look, we're here in Galus so long already. We know, from Yidden, we know we have the Torah. We know there's a lot of Torah being learned, but the chen and the chashivas, the value and the chashivas has to go up. When that goes up, then automatically Yisrael, our stock goes up. Automatically we get chen. So this Torah, I think I'm going to do another class just to do the whole Torah in one shot. The more we strengthen that, look, Torah is our survival, mamash. Without Torah, how are you going to know how to live a life? Now, we can't rely on the Torah that was learned up till now, because it's true that we have it, it's available, but we need the Talmidei Chacham to go and take the Torah and learn it, and now they can teach it to us, and they can guide us, because Torah, Pirkei Avos tells us Torah is a Yerusha to Klal Yisrael, right? Torah is in the Moshe, it's in the Torah. But then in Pirkei Avos it tells us, I think it's Rabbi Yossi, Haskin Asmacha Luma Torah. You have to prepare yourself to learn to study the Torah. Why? Because it's not a Yerusha. How do you consolidate these two? Because on one hand, Torah is the Yerusha. On the other hand, you have to prepare yourself to learn Torah. The answer is very, very simple. I mean, we can all understand this. The Torah is ours. The Torah is what's powering the world. I can show, as we continue to learn, bring the Gemara and Chelek. Torah is, without Torah, the world doesn't exist. You need Torah. Torah, studying of Torah. Right now, this studying of Torah is actually keeping up the world. Chaz v'sholom, if Torah were to stop, and this is the only Torah being learned, this is sustaining the world. However, we need to raise the value of those that actually are able to. Not everyone was able to do this. There was always this mahalach. From the beginning of the Torah, there is Talmidei Chachamim, which is aspect of Shevet Levi. Shevet Levi didn't get a chelik in Eretz Yisrael. Their job was just to study the Torah and to teach it. Right now in Golus, we don't have Shevet Levi. We don't have Beis HaMikdash. But we need to strengthen those that are studying Torah. Not that they should just, okay, we'll give a little bit to them. No, we have to realize the bracha that we get, mamish, to open our eyes. That bracha comes from those that are studying Torah. We should really be, studying all these inyanim of how to strengthen Torah. The Chaim and the cheshivas for Klal Yisrael is only from Torah. Let's leave off over here. We're going to continue Mer Hashem. More Torah from the Likutei Moharan. Thank you for learning with me. Kol Tov.